$500 driving for Uber or Lyft. And they send you a paper at the end of the year saying that you did $1,000. And you're gonna freak out. You're gonna say, I didn't make that money. You're gonna pay taxes over this money or what? Yeah, don't be scared. That's the money they send on that paper, the 1099K form, is the money that Uber received from the passengers. So basically that's what Uber is doing, is cashing in. Then what you have to do when you file your taxes, you put those numbers in, the exact numbers you have in 1099K, you put those numbers in. They're going to ask you for that form. So if you're doing like TurboTax, you're going to do self-employed, right? Because they have self-employment. And they're going to ask you what kind of activity you do. You're going to do Uber, and they ask you to put in that form, right? And there's another form which is not passenger related payments. It's like commissions, bonuses. If you did more than $600 in that kind of stuff, bonuses, commissions, like refunds and stuff like that, they will send you this MMIV form, something like that. It's another form. But in most cases people won't receive that. So what you have to do, put in the numbers you have on the form 1099K, right? You put them in. But what you have to do, you're going to have to deduct the commissions. Okay, where you're going to find those numbers, you're going to go to your uber.com account, driver account, go there, tax information, then you have like a tax summary. You're going to go there, you have those numbers. You have the commissions, okay? You have the mileage. You can use that mileage if you didn't track your mileage with the app, and there's plenty of apps that you can download to track your mileage, or whatever way you want to deduct your mileage or expenses of your vehicle. So for Uber, I would recommend deduct your mileage, okay? Because expenses are not the real cost that you have doing Uber, okay? So if you do mileage deduction, you do mileage deduction, okay? So after you deduct your mileage, your commissions, which is in your Uber summary or Lyft summary, the same thing, same way they tell you the lifts. So all the commissions include the tolls and commissions that you have to pay for Uber, okay? So after you deduct all of that stuff, you're good to go. You won't get no profit. Most of the drivers won't get no profit. Not after the commissions, but after you deduct everything. Tolls, commissions, and vehicle expenses or mileage deduction, right? Because like in my case, I'm 2,000 low. But some drivers, if you drive only local, maybe you'll match it. You won't get like a bigger profit, you know. If you don't drive too much, if it's just a part-time thing, probably you won't get no profit after you deduct your mileage and everything. So that's another big thing. So technically, you're making no money driving for Uber and Lyft. That's the main conclusion you get to, because I want to know whoever's getting profit doing this after deducting mileage. So, of course, some of you will deduct expenses of your vehicle. If you pay your vehicle, like tires, oil changes, you will pay a lot of taxes, okay? Because your vehicle is depreciating, right? So if you don't put that in the mileage, you're not taking into account the depreciation of your vehicle, right, properly. Because you put a lot of miles driving for Uber empty, right? Not with a passenger in your car. Because you're fishing around, you're driving around looking for a ride, you move to a different location, right? You go back home and stuff like that, you know. So you drive a lot of miles empty because of doing Uber. So basically, don't be scared with that form they send you at the end of the year. So what you have to do, use those numbers, then deduct the commission. All commissions, tolls, fees that Uber will send you on the Uber tax summary or Lyft summary, the same way. Even if you're doing Amazon, it's the same thing. You can deduct your mileage, all that stuff that you drive for Amazon, the commissions and everything. So because the form they sent you is what the passengers paid for these companies, all right? It's the credit card transactions, okay? So basically that's the payments that Uber received, okay, from the passengers. All right, so don't get scared. Some people say, "Oh, I just did 20,000. They sent me like 50,000." Yeah, that happens a lot. In my case, in 6 months, Uber and Lyft together, I made $33,000 on the forms, but in reality, I paid $10,000 in commissions for Uber, Lyft, and fee and tolls. So those $10,000 include the tolls and fees that I paid for Uber's commission, right? So I basically made $22,000 in 6 months. So you can do, I think you can do $50,000 doing Uber and Lyft full time, okay, a year for you. 50,000 clean, take home. If you work hard, 14 hours a day, 4 to 5 days a week, okay. Let's put it like that, okay. Because some days you'll work 14 hours, 12. Other days you'll work 10 hours, 8 hours, right? Depending on how tired you get and how much money you make, right? So, like right now, today is Friday. I'm over here local. I'm by a dollar store, and I was my vehicle. So I was looking for tissues because I have tissues back here, right? On this thing for my passenger, I have waters back here, tablet. So yeah, and I was going to the dollar store to find the tissues, but they don't have, the boxes are too big. They don't have this size. It doesn't fit on my thing over there to support. So yeah, and this guy, he's a trucker. He's right there in that truck. So he was unloading some stuff over here for the dollar store in that truck. Looks like he's a trucker driver. So he was in the store. Hey, where's the Uber driver? I want to talk to him. I was hearing this guy asking to talk to the Uber driver. There was another Uber driver around here parked. He started to talk to him. He didn't know nothing about it. He was like, oh, I don't know. So I came up to him and said, yeah, this is my car. Because he saw my car over here with the stickers and the other one didn't have. Only have the Uber sticker, but I have like the magnets and everything. So you can see I'm a Uber and Lyft driver right away. And he was saying, hey, I received this form. They said I did $1,000. I just did $500. He was like all stressed out. I said, no, you're good. Don't worry. Just put in that in your form, right? Whatever they send you. Then you gotta go to the summary and put in all your expenses, the commissions. So on your self-employment, they're gonna have a section for expenses, right? In expenses, you have commissions. It has a little section over there for commissions. Right, so you're gonna put in those numbers if you're using like the online stuff, right? So give that to them. If you're using the account, don't forget to send them all of those expenses on your Lyft summary. Just print it out or send them in an email, you know, from your computer or phone. I don't recommend to do this on a PC because I don't like to do this in phones. You can do it with your phone, but for me it's easy. I do it on my PC, laptop. All right, you can do it on your phone, but I like to do it on a computer. So this is what happened this morning. So again, people are panicking. All Uber drivers, Lyft drivers doing this for the first year are panicking. Don't panic. No one is going to steal your money. You're not going to pay no taxes if you do this properly. Okay? I'm doing this full time and I pay no taxes for doing Uber. So I'm not being penalized because I didn't know. Technically, I have no profit because I drove 60,000 miles, spread it out by 2 cars, right? I deduct all that mileage, even in Uber tracking devices. Uber, that's another thing. Uber app tracks the mileage you drive online. So if you are online with Uber or Lyft, they are tracking that mileage. Okay, even if you're empty with no passengers, like you're driving from Tampa, for example, all the way back your home, like a 40-mile trip back home, and you are online, they're tracking it. But if you turn off your app, they're not tracking those mileage for Uber. So at the end of the year, you can't be deducting that. So I didn't know about that. They will track it that way, which is really more than what I needed because I was using this other app to track the mileage and I had less on my app than I had in Uber. Okay? Because it was overlapping Uber and Lyft because I had the 2 apps on at the same time. So sometimes it will be doubling your mileage. So what I did, I used the mileage that I had on my tracking app. I didn't use the Uber because it will be way too many mileage and I'll have a big loss, right? So I was being more honest and doing what I've just needed to really deduct because my odometers, right, reflect that. And if one day they want to come back and bother me because of that, I always have the odometers right of my cars. So things make sense. I have oil changes, where they track the mileage to prove that and all that stuff, right? So be careful. Don't worry, because Uber tracks your mileage. Every time you're online driving, it's saving those mileage. So at the end of the year, you can deduct that mileage, okay? Even if you don't have a passenger, okay? So if you're just fishing around, changing your location, yeah, all that might as well be deducted at the end of the year. So you'll have no profit. Don't worry, you will pay no taxes if you do Uber. If you do this, you know, because Uber, that's where you make money, because you're not paying 30% taxes, okay? If we were making a little bit more, we will be paying 30% on taxes. So you'd rather be doing less and not paying taxes than doing a little bit more and give it all to the government, okay? So that's the good thing about Uber. That's where the money is, basically, doing this. Because if you think about it, instead of doing, imagine you have $10,000 to deduct in mileage, right? And if you had made driving those $10,000, let's say $13,000, right? You will have a $3,000 profit, right? Over those $3,000 profit, you'll pay 30% tax, right? So 10%, it will be like $900, right, on taxes. So you will be making $2,100 profit, okay? But you paid like $900 for the government. So you're going to be doing a little bit less, okay? So don't be too scared that you don't get profit, or you get just 1,000 profit, because the more you do, the more you pay, right? So that's where the money is. If you have to drive a lot, you won't be losing money, you know, because you're not paying taxes. That's how I see it. But of course, it's always good to have profits, right? Because the rates are so low, right? How do you expect to make money out of this? You're not going to be rich doing Uber, right? But yeah, you make money, you move money, right? Like I can see, Uber sends you the form saying you did 1,000, right? Saying that they did 1,000, you made 500. So you move money, you're making money, the money is there, right? So you just need to play with it, okay? So that was it. So right here in Dollar General, people are asking me about what's going on with the 1099K form. People are all stressed out. All these people that drive for Uber part-time, you know, they're like scared. First year, oh, what a big, you know, did that money? I'm gonna pay taxes over that money. I was like, no, of course not. Alright, so be careful. Make sure you watch these videos, and I have more over there reviewing a good coffee to do Uber. Okay, if you want to check the Kia Niro, and I'm getting like 60 miles per gallon, driving for Uber like crazy, you know, highways and all this stuff. So check this vehicle. I have my vehicle setup videos, I have everything. Subscribe and watch. Okay, thank you.